Hey, good morning. Let me straighten this up. There we go. Welcome to the studio at Two Girls Treasure. I'm Diane Pruitt. I hope you are doing really well today. I'm shaking paint. Shake and bake, yeah. We have spent the last couple of days waiting on a hurricane, weathering the storm. Today we're not really sure exactly how this is going to go, but you know, we're going to weather it. We're going to do our thing, and our thing is this beautiful buffet. We have blended our colors of denim, timeless teal, and a little bit of midnight, and we've made this very dramatic and elegant. Of course, once we're through, this could go totally beach. It just depends on what your decor style is and what you accessorize with to make this amazing. Now, the top, I painted the top in putty. Let's take a look because I have some products out, things that I want to work with. So today, we're gonna bring the shine. The sun is not out. I hear the rain coming down, but we want something shiny. This is the brand new Etiquette's foil transfer set from Iron Orchid Designs. So I got this out. I think we're gonna use it. Also for the top, I have out our Raven Black stain top as well as our dark walnut stain top. Lisa loves it when I blend my stain tops over the paint to make the surface that might have previously been painted look absolutely stunning. So I don't want to disappoint her. I do have a couple of spots to touch up because I did get my denim paint on the top of this. So I'm going to pull this over and we will just tink these out of the way real quick and grab a brush. Let's get just a thin coat over this top and touch up those edges, and then we will break out our stains so we can make this top absolutely stunning. Now the last top I did in a similar finish, I used our silicone blades, but I was using paint. So today we can actually try to use one of the silicone blades and see how it works with our stain top. Why is it called stain top? Well, because it's stain for the top. It's just stain. And it's not just stain, it's Rethunk Junk Paint by Laura Stain, which means that it is the best color coverage that you can get. And it is also a fabulous finish. You go ahead and touch those edges, and let's grab some more putty. We'll put this on in here. I want a nice rich base to start with so that when we get ready to put our stains on here, we get the right tone. The tone that I'm imagining, visioning, is what I'm going for. And I just have a small 2-inch brush. I could have used a bigger one for this. I like this 2-inch because it's nice and thin, and it's a great surface finishing brush. Now, the tragedy in these brushes is they no longer make them. I have a few of the 3-inch brushes left, but I don't think I have any 2-inch brushes left. So if you have one of these, treasure it. Make sure you wash it out really well and keep care of it because they don't make these anymore. They always take away the good stuff, don't they? That is our vintage tragic story. They just take the good stuff away from us. But we have other brushes that I love just as well. Sort of, mostly. I do love these brushes though, y'all. And if you've ever used them, these are your favorites too, aren't they? Let's put some shine back in our day. This storm has everyone confused and blue and not in the same way that we're working. So let's spiff it up, shine it up, and we'll have a happy day for it. Catch those drips before they hit that blue, because we don't want to do any color correcting right there. I did go ahead yesterday afternoon and somebody's calling. I did go ahead yesterday afternoon and I did the sides in the ombre like the front, so that we're ready to shine this up this morning. All right, we have a nice, smooth, putty finish on the top. Let's let that dry. And while we do, I'm gonna grab a cup and put my paintbrush in it. Let's let that set up for just a few minutes. I'll put some water in my cup because I'm not going to need this. And let's get these transfers out and take a look at what we have. Let me tip you down onto the workbench. Boy, that putty looks good, doesn't it? So pretty. Let's let that sit. And while we do, let's take a look at this transfer set called Etiquettes. It is ephemera and it's beautiful and it is gold foil. I have all kinds of things on the workbench this morning. I have plans for this rainy day. I love cracking one of these open. How about y'all? All right, I saved my bits that I used on another project. We'll get to those later. So we're just gonna tuck those right back in the package and we'll seal that up so we don't lose those pieces. There we go. And out of the way. The gold foil transfers are not hard to use. Do not be intimidated. Do not think this is some magical carpet ride that you're not going to be able to work with. Look, that's the back, that's the front. You really just lay it on, transfer it just like you would any other sheet of transfer. Look how beautiful. Belwick Cottage, Northumberland. Someone from England tell me if I said that correctly. There's all kinds of French. Look at the heart inside of the olive branches. I love that. There's cherubs. You know I love cherubs. There's more. That's for perfume. And there's the post, as if it is some sort of advertising. And then more cherubs, and I love these scalloped edges. I trimmed off of this one and clearly trimmed out of this one. The beauty of these pages is that you can use them exactly like they are, or you can trim elements out and use the different elements. That's what we're going to do. We're going to use different elements, although I do love the entire sheet of the transfer. We're going to use the elements that will make this elegant and beautiful buffet even more elegant and beautiful. So let's start by trimming out. Let me find my fabulous little scissors. Not in here. Well, let's see. Here they are. It's been raining. I have been completely unsupervised. So I've been doing things here. Now I'm going to come all the way up to the bottom of this post advertisement. And I'm going to trim just along the edge of it so that I can get these pieces out. Can you tell what they are? They're beautiful. And let's go ahead and I'm going to trim around this upper portion. I'm just going to take this part out. Let's lay that to the side. Now, these two pieces right here, I like side to side. Oh, and I did get the putty on there. Let me get it off. I like side to side right here on this upper drawer. We need something to go side to side right here. We can even bring it out to the edges. You can't see what I'm pointing at, so let me lift you up and show you. There we go. We can either put one directly in the center, or we can run these end to end. And if I run it end to end, let's measure, kind of mark, the knob goes right here. So we would not lose the vibrance of this shell in the center of this flourish. So we probably only need one right there. We won't lose it, it'll backdrop the knob. Let's show the knob and see if that's what we want. It's not a giant knob. So if we have the knob in the center of that, we actually will have sort of a back plate, and I think that looks beautiful. Let's try it. Let's trim across, and we're gonna have to wiggle our scissors to get a cohesive look side to side because of the ephemera that is included. And we will just trim that out. Let's trim these cherubs off, and we will leave that verbiage with those cherubs. We'll set that to the side. Now, if we put this on, there's one, and I do have my tape, so let's set this up and see what it looks like once it's put in place. Our putty is drying nicely. It's very, oh my Lord, very, very humid today. And I've had to turn the air conditioning way down. So if you come in and I'm shivering, it's because I'm trying to dehumidify the house today. It's bad. All right, there's one. Let's get the other one trimmed out because we don't want more verbiage on one side than we have on the other. So let's trim some of this out so that we have a nice slim look all the way across. There we go. And then we can lay that there. And then I think we have room for the cherubs right in the middle. Let's see. Let's lay this in. And we will center that shell right over the drawer pull, because I like that as a back plate. Let's make sure this is nice and smooth on the end so that both sides are even and our knob is right in the middle. There we go. We might have to make some adjustments, but that's why we lay it out first. There we go. That's why we lay it out first, and then only when we're ready do we actually apply it. So lay that down one more time. There we go. I think that's gorgeous, and I think we do have room for the cherubs right in the center. We'll see what that looks like after we apply these two. Now we have the door sections, and I think we need something fabulous to go with the ombre. So when we tip back down and we look, there's only one like this, so we don't want to put that on the door, although that would be perfect if we had two pieces like this. Since we don't, let's find something else that works. We have these two elongated wrapped pieces. I think those would look fabulous where the doorknob is on the very bottom. So I definitely want to get those out. We'll trim those out around all of the script that is underneath, because we want these two to be nice and clean. Now, I have only used one of the foil transfers. I only used one sheet. I haven't even used a full transfer set. I used the Finicky Fox when we did the Century Tea Cart. The very first week we had these in our hands. And it is stunning. But I tell you that to tell you this. I do not yet fully comprehend all of the nuances of using these foils. So, I'm not the expert on the foil transfers. So we're going to work through learning them together, if you don't mind. All right. I think that will look lovely to edge where we have our knobs. And let's flip that tape and let's lay this in so we can see exactly how this is going to look before we get to it. Let's make sure they're on here evenly. And there we go. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. I love it. I think this one needs to come over just a little bit more. It's not nearly as close as the first one. So let's scooch this over. There we go. There we go. All right. We'll let those sit for just a minute. That's going to look good. Nice and symmetrical. But what goes on those doors? Let's tip back down and let's take a look again at the transfers. I love these ovals. I'd like to have, I don't even think it needs to be two of the same, but I think it needs to be two of a very similar. And let's see. I don't really want to overwhelm the look. I'd like it to be simple and elegant. Let's just start there. Let's apply those. That may be all we need. Because if I don't, then here's what I'm going to do. And you know what I'm fixing to do. Let's take this out. And if we go back to the doors, that fits. Oh, that whole sheet fits. Oh yeah, we could do that. You know that's what I'm going for. Let's see, we'll get to it because these knobs are perfectly suited for the color combinations that we're working with. And I love it. I love what we have going on here. So let's go ahead and transfer. This putty is still damp, almost dry. I am not sitting on the floor today, y'all. Not. I have my trick chair. I used it yesterday to do the ombre. And actually yesterday afternoon I got out both of my knee pads because the floor was just killing me yesterday. And I think a whole lot of it has to do with the rain. And we had a lot in South Carolina. We didn't have a ton here. Good morning. If you're just joining me, thank you so much for being here. Jamie, thank you. Good morning, everyone. we've been working on this buffet for a couple of days, and we ombre'd the colors. We based it in denim, which is our color of the week, and then we went with a blend on the top in timeless teal, and then we went with a blend of midnight along the bottom, a very dramatic finish that we're going to make really shine with these brand new Iron Orchid Designs foil transfers. Let's take this off, take the tape off, and let's take that protective back sheet off, and let's commit to what we're doing, because I think this is gonna look fabulous over the top of this ombre Rethunk Junk Paint by Laura on this buffet. So I want to make sure the center of my shell is directly over my drawer pull. Let's lay this in, rub it, give it a good once over with your hand. Now I'm going over a textured surface, so I want to be diligent about how I'm rubbing this on. I don't want air bubbles. And this is going to finish like a foil. I do not need to use a top coat over my paint before I lay in my transfers. No, Rethunk Junk Paint by Laura does not have a built-in top coat, but it is self-sealing, and those are two different things. And I can see the space where it's letting go and it's transferring. I'm going to give this a little, whoopsie, a little bit more. I'm just going to rub in one direction so I don't peel the paper back again, because we don't want that. We want a beautiful foil finish over the top of our fabulous paint. And am I being more cautious than normal? I am. Are these intimidating? No, I'm not intimidated by them, but I really don't want to wreck it either. I want to be careful, because again, this is literally only the second time, well, I did a bottle, the third time I've used the foil transfers, and I love them. They are very different, and I'll show you when I peel this off. They go on exactly the same. You decide where you want to compose your imagery. You lay them in, you rub over them with your hand, and then you rub over them with your tool, and then you peel back your sheet. Now, there are still bits on here. Unlike other transfer sets, you can still use some of the bits, so we're not going to throw that in the trash. Once you're done with it to this point, and I'm going to grab my big 4-inch dusting brush, just like you do with gold foil, brush away the bits that didn't stick. If you see a piece sticking up, you can lay it down with your fingers. Burnish over it gently, and then dust off the loose bits. When we did this on the Century Tea Cart, I discovered that I didn't brush all the bits completely off, so they stayed on the top, and when I sealed it, those bits sealed in, and I have the most amazing finish on the top of that Century Tea Cart. All right, let's take this off and take our tape off. We're going to save it because we're going to tape our ends back over so we can use those bits, those leftover bits on another project. Let's find the center of our shell and lay it right over our drawer pull hole. Let's come down just a piece. There we go. Make sure it's going on straight and even. I think I'm not straight. Do it again, do it again. And you saw I was able to actually, I hadn't laid it in hard, so I was able to pull that back just a little bit because I didn't have it really straight. Run over it with your hand, maybe once, maybe twice. You see where it's pulling away. It's because I'm on a textured surface. No other reason. It's because I'm on a textured surface. So let's go ahead and transfer this image right there where the knob goes onto the drawer front. Let's run over it nicely, gently. We don't want that. That's what we don't want. Gently, nicely. And this is the part I really want to make sure transfers. The script is not my greater concern. This flourish and the shell center is my greatest concern because that's the part that I want to really showcase on the top of this drawer. So let's go ahead and peel back. And I didn't get all my bits, so I'm going to go one more time over the shell. There we go. Oh, that's lovely. I'm going to lay this down, and I'm going to take the smooth side, not the rough side, but the smooth side of my cover sheet, and I'm just going to burnish this really carefully. Just run over it so that it is in. I'm going to do the same over here. There we go, my roller cart's skeeting. And I'm going to do the same thing with this. I'm going to lay it back over that protective back sheet, and we'll set it to the side. And then we'll just dust off any of the bits that are left over. We'll take those on out of there. That's looking really pretty. All right, let's do our doors while we're waiting for this to dry. Good morning, Lisa. Hey, hey girl. If you're really interested in these foil transfers, let me know. I think they are stunning and amazing. I have them in stock. I have not sold out only because I overbuy when the buys are fabulous. And I overbought these because I didn't want to run out before you had a chance to try them. So let's go on the door. We'll come just about 1/8 of an inch off the trim edging. Rub that in. Run over it one good time. And then let's get this transferred nicely onto that door. Oopsie, there we go. All right. Let's check it and see what we have. A little bit more right here. Can you see that shine? It is so pretty. Now let's take the shiny side again and let's just gently burnish this in. Again, we're going over a textured surface. This has a crocodile finish on the insets. There's not much I can do about that. This piece of furniture is not real wood, but it is a good composite material, and they put crocodile finish insets on the drawer and the doors, which is an attractive feature. It is. You know I love texture, so this is not a bad feature, but it is a challenge if you're trying to put something in straight and flat. Straight and flat at the same time. It is a challenge. All right, we're going to lay this back over its protective sheet, shiny side up so that it does not stick, and we'll set that to the side. And while we're almost done, this is almost ready, and we still, oh, we're almost out of time. It's okay, it's raining, y'all. We can take a few more minutes today, can't we? Oh, that went right straight out. There we go. So that's gonna lay down exactly where I had it. The back sheet just fell out from under it. It was ready. It was ready. So let's pull this tape and let's run over this top to bottom gently and smoothly. And you can hear that snap, crackle, pop of the transferring. And there we go. We will just continue to work this piece top to bottom. I don't want to get in your way, but y'all know I'm right-handed, so I've got to sit on this left side. Otherwise, I will feel completely awkward on the other side and may not do a great job. Away we go right there. All right, let's see. This one acts like it's really ready, and it is. Oh, it's so pretty. So, so pretty. We've even got some right there where the drawer knob goes back in. Let's use the shiny side. And let's burnish that on gently, smoothly. Save all the bits of gold foil that we can. I love how simple it is to put the gold foil on here. I don't have to have an extraneous product to get it to stay on, and I have designs. Typically with gold foil, you just have a flat finish, and that's all you're gonna get is that flat finish. There's nothing dynamic. It's shiny, it's beautiful, but there's no structure. You can't do a gold foil design unless you go through a whole lot of stenciling, and this is beautiful, simple, and easy to apply. Now I'm going to leave the doors alone for a little while. I might want the simplicity of there being nothing else there. Y'all need to help me because you know I'm more is more. Before we hit that top, I want to show you the magic of shimmering sage. I did this yesterday evening on one side, and I want to share it with you this morning. I did part of this with the shimmering sage. Let's tip over here real quick, and let's take a look at what shimmering sage does to highlight what we've already worked on. And this is just a little bit. And I just hit some highlights and used the architecture to create the space for it. Can you see the shimmer in the light? This is absolutely a beautiful metallic. You definitely need to grab one of these. They're on the shelf now. This is Shimmering Sage. This is Rethunk Junk Paint by Laura. This is one of our resin metals. Look how gorgeous that makes our ombre colors stand up on our finish. That's absolutely beautiful. All right, it is 9:30 and we have a guest in the house. So I'm gonna have to go take a look and see who is visiting this morning. Good morning. And we will have to work on the top of this tomorrow, or I'll have to do another video and we'll have to pop back in later on. I wanted to get some of this shine on. I really wanted to get the top done, but we are definitely out of time for today. Good morning, how are you? I'll be with you in a minute. Raymond's in the house. Y'all have an absolutely wonderful and blessed day. I hope you are safe and dry. If you're in the path of the storm, be careful. I think we've got the last little bits of the storm to deal with today, and then I think it'll be on its way out. Thank you for being here with me today. I'm Diane Pruitt. We're in the studio at Two Girls Treasure. All the products that we're using are available on our website at twogirlstreasure.com and here in the store at Two Girls Treasure in Florence, South Carolina, Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other, and I'll see you right back here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Bye, y'all.